I want to ride my bicycle.
Rocky Mountain Live with GP3 on Khen 106.9. Back into your second groovy hour. Wasn't that an amazing first set? It was fun. Had a lot of good artistry going on there. And all these posts go on Rocky Mountain Live on the YouTube channel. Rocky Mountain Live WGP3. But the W is with GP3. See how easy that was? All right. Shameless plugs? No. There's no shame in the good hard work that a star seed does to build and invest in consciousness. Us. The unified field here now. Oh, I know. We went into a little bit of the now action in the front set. And it was pretty cool. All the things that we are considering and coherently centering into is becoming, basically the new you, the new unity, if you will. And self-centered being, I know it's so opposite in duality, but coming to grips with the center line on the statements. We are centering ourselves with the coherence of Mama Gaia's energy field she's putting out relative to cosmic things coming in, and I don't mean aliens. We're alien. All right, any deadhead knows that. Who hasn't seen real aliens on the Dead tours of the 90s? Come on. We were intermingling, commingling with them even before we knew it. They were observing us, as they are still now today, because consciousness is at its fragile spot. The self-awareness and what you've been involved with in the creation. And then the accent, hey, have I been creating this? And the answer is by giving power to things you have. So we just turned that power unit back into the G spot in this creation point. It's you, friends. It's you. We are going coherent, and clarity is coming in, and don't be surprised. It's okay. Really, right now, love yourself. Love yourself with the good vibration, the good sounds, the good music that gives the hugs. Hugging. You gotta hug yourself first, and then when you got to go hug on, you can go hug on others. Otherwise, it's kind of dangerous. Don't touching people unless you're in love coherence. And that can be expressed in equality, because even the love coherent ones know there's an exchange. Watch it. All right. I know. You say, well, just step on over that line. And you're back. You're back. Okay. Here on the Razor's Edge, we like to give you the lightning and the thunder, and also the good stuff that makes the vibration move easily through with the flowing water. Yes, here we are down deep into the rivers, up high into the rivers, actually. And this is where all the good stuff, the good piezoelectric energy goes flowing in, So remind ourselves of flow. Is it flowing in me? Is the question and answer yes. Yes, indeed. And you create the new flow by even saying it. Right on. Okay. So those are, coming from long coherence, right? I know. You're like, oh, yeah, the fire. And we're going into 0 point areas as a season of time, about 200, 300 years. Yeah. And so, I know there was like a cuckolding because the lack and the ability of that which is within, it only can grab onto the good light. And here you are, friends. You listen to the show. Right? I know. Okay, so Rocky Mountain Live on YouTube. Come check it out. And also all the good things. Come on. The sponsors that have got behind this radio show, this station, we want to thank you. Yes, you are the budding of our hearts. Good coherence, because it's the fuel for the flame, baby. All right? Yes, you are. Okay. You hear me out there. You know, right? You know. Okay. So, getting on with the good stuff. Jamband Hour is always flowy. We like to bring in the artist to get to it. So, we're going to do that now. You're with GP3 on Rocky Mountain Live, Khen 106.9.
won't be needing them. In my new jungle room, oh, those ivy eyes gripping around my spine. Tell me, who was I before? dozen trees, just wailing on an easy breeze. When the sky would open up, we stop to fill our cups with harmony. Behind, started talking about a different line where we were free. I woke to a bad scene one day, and we felt so far away from home. Dancing in the street till the Empress stomped her feet and she said, whoa, oh. I'm the Empress of volcanoes. I'll tell you where your bad thoughts go. Seeds to make them grow, but I've locked them up deep down below. If you think you've got the golden key, it's just darkness playing tricks for me. I'll twist and turn the path you chose to the shadows of those organelles.
was hard. Oh, who my fair play, mama and daddy's boy. Running a first, King Nina proud first. Carries the weight like a baby takes to a toy. Fire inside, souls of a kind, different doors. Hearts of gold, leaves of steel.
clouds cover up the sun. These black clouds rolling up the valley. How can I be sure you're the one? These rivers rush through the canyons. These rivers rolling through the hills. These rivers rush through the canyons. Got a restless heart, I can't keep still. See this path we're on coming to the fork now. The forest blinds the light of day. On this pathway we must make a choice now. Stay together and go our separate ways.
Live with GP3, completing a wonderful gift for your ears, my friends, as you go into your weekend and enjoy together the times of sequence where all great manifestation brings in the wonder, the light, and the music in the sound together, friends. And so we bid you adieu, and we remember that every week, Rocky Mountain Live with GP3 gives a little more to the equation, a little punch factor for your ambitions of just being you, the best you that you could ever be. We also like to thank all that supports Khen Radio, our proud sponsors, and all the things that have really given a lot so these frequencies can get into your ears and into your life. Remember, this comes at a little bit of the good stuff. Yeah. All right. So, we'll be back again and we'll treat you like we love ya because you're in it to win it for y'all inner self being. You're with GP3 with Rocky Mountain Live on Khen 106.9.